Number one, all men cheat. Given the opportunity, all men will cheat. Accept this and you'll be much happier. Two, always chase your money, never chase a man. Men will come and go, but your financial security lasts forever. He meant what he said, even if he took it back. He meant what he said. If he was a bad man to you, he's going to be a bad man to her. She's getting the same man. You will never regret trying something, even if you fail. You're not ugly. Every single person is different. There is no cookie cutter formula, okay? You're beautiful in your own way. Accept this and you'll be much happier. Jealousy will be your downfall. Do not be jealous of anyone or anything. It will be your downfall. I don't know what number this is, but children will not save a relationship. No matter what, point blank, a child or multiple children will not save that relationship. If it was meant to end, if things are not going well, do not bring a child into the world. They don't deserve that. They didn't ask for it. Treat your body with respect. If you respect your body, it will respect you back. Stop drinking so much. Stop drinking so much. It's making you ugly. Your skin will show it. Your hair will show it. Your body will show it. Stop drinking so much. Investing in yourself is never a bad investment. Invest in yourself and you'll thank yourself for it. And this last one, I wish I could shout from the mountaintops. Never let yourself go. Never let yourself go. You will regret it. Maintenance is a lot easier than the full 9 it's going to take to get you back there. Never let yourself go. Accept all of these things and you'll live a much happier life. From a 37-year-old who's been through it. So trust me, all of these are facts.
20 things I wish I knew while dating in my 20s. If you have to ask yourself if you're in the right relationship, you're probably in the wrong relationship. There is somebody out there waiting to love you more than you ever thought possible. Don't quit before you find them. There are no shortcuts to healing from heartbreak. Allow yourself to feel it and eventually you'll move past it. Sometimes good men do bad things. It doesn't mean you have to forgive them, but it doesn't mean you have to demonize them either. Learn to leave someone without villainizing them. You'll never find peace if you ask for it from the person who disturbed your peace in the first place. Learn to love your loneliness. It's what will protect you from giving yourself away to all the wrong men. Sometimes all you need to do is ugly cry and eat Haagen-Dazs directly from the carton. Let yourself be the stereotype and you can laugh about it later. Be scared and do it anyways. Go on that first date. Say I love you first. Start that new business. Let your fear fuel your power. Rejection is a part of a life well lived. Just because one man rejected you doesn't mean another won't come along and love you for everything you are. There are 7.8 billion people in the world and all you need is one. Sometimes it wasn't you and it wasn't him. Not everyone is meant to be together and most people need to date the wrong person first in order to find the right person later. Know who you are and no one will ever be able to use it against you. Going back to a man who hurt you means you trust in him more than you trust in your future. Trust me, your future is always better. Don't date a man who uses alcohol as an excuse for his actions. Most of the time you can't break up with someone without breaking their heart. Learn to be the bad guy because it's a better choice than being the good guy who's lying to their partner. You don't need to be friends with your ex and you don't need to be the bigger person. You just need to move on. Blocking someone is not a sign of weakness. Learn to viciously edit the negativity out of your life. Dare to ask for more because it's the only way you'll get it. You can love somebody and also know they're not right for you. Your worth is not defined by who didn't love you. Your worth is defined by how you overcame being unloved. There is always time to start over and become the person you want to be. You can resolve to start on May 8th and a half just as much as you can on January 1st, so what are you waiting for? Start now.
9 things a grown woman should know about love before she settles down. Take it from somebody who's called off their engagement. I wish I had learned these lessons sooner. You do not have to tell a grown man how to love you. How a man treats you will say more about him than it ever will about you. You can date the man all you want, but you have to marry the partner. The right question is never, does he like me? It's, do I like myself when I'm with him? There is a huge difference between compromise and sacrifice. It's okay to want to just date for right now. It doesn't always have to be for forever. You won't have to go chasing your husband. You'll attract him and it will feel healthy and natural, not like a love bomb. If you're trying to see if it's the real thing at the beginning, say and do less. No matter how old you are not too old to find love. And lastly, being single is a privilege because you know what's fun? Falling in love multiple times over. What's not so fun and it's really hard work is staying in love.
I don't need more than 5 minutes in a room with a man to see who I'm really dealing with. After a 13-year marriage that ended in divorce and a decade of interviewing over 10,000 people in the span of my career, let's just say that I figured out one thing, and patterns do not lie. Now I'm 41, newly engaged, and if I could sit down with my 20-year-old self again, these are 5 things that I would let her know. I'm about to save you some years. Tip number 1. You want to see the real him? Watch that man. When he's angry, under stress, under pressure, he's not just having a bad day. That's who you're really going to get once you start living together and that honeymoon fades away. Number 2 is that first 3 months, girl, maybe even 6 months, that's his Oscar performance. And we do not get attached to the actor, okay? Biology has men wired to impress us during the chase phase. That is what men do. But when he thinks he actually won you, that mask is gonna come off, and that is who he is. Pay attention. Tip number 3, do not, I repeat, do not be hypnotized by that man's charm. Do not get high off of his compliments. Forget what he says, study what he does. Because patterns don't lie. Consistency is a true definition of love. Tip number 4. If a man truly loves you, you will never ever feel like a burden to him. Ever. Love makes you feel lighter. And if it feels like you're constantly walking around on eggshells with him, girl, that is emotional weight and you need to drop the pounds. Number 5. Attraction without respect? Worse than a California wildfire, okay? They burn fast, they burn hot, but they burn out. Chemistry also fades. So when a man does not respect you, that desire of his has no chance. If that was eye-opening to you, I have a few more, so stay tuned. They are going to shatter everything you thought you knew about love. So follow for more, because we are not wasting another decade on the wrong.
Dating advice doesn't usually come from theory. It comes from experience. And experience, especially in relationships, often come with trial, error, and sometimes painful realizations. In this video, you're going to hear women share the lessons they say they wish they had understood earlier about boundaries, efforts, emotional availability, standards, and even controversial takes like whether cheating is something women should simply expect. Now, the goal here isn't to blindly accept every opinion you hear, it's to examine the patterns behind them. Why do so many women arrive at similar conclusions? What repeated behaviors lead to these mindset shifts? And what does it say about modern dating dynamics? As you watch, pay attention not just to what is being said, but why it's being said. Every piece of advice is usually rooted in a lived experience. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. It's about understanding what shapes people's perspectives and deciding for yourself what aligns with your values. Let's break it down.
Dating in your 30s is a whole different ballgame. So let me tell you some things I wish I knew in my 20s. First of all, if a man is giving you bare minimum, do not meet him halfway. Match his energy. I used to think, oh, maybe he's just busy. Maybe I need to try harder. No. If he's not giving you any energy, it's because he doesn't want to. One thing I've learned is a guy knows what he wants, and don't even waste your time trying to wait for him to change. Those stories that you hear of how somebody changed overnight, that is 1 in 2 million. So don't think it's going to be you. It's unlikely. Nobody changes unless they have to. Also, boundaries are everything, okay? Everything. I've learned that setting boundaries up front saves you a whole lot of heartache. Know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do and stand on it. So if you say something is like a deal breaker for you, then you need to be able to walk away if it isn't going that way. Or just don't say anything at all. It's better to not say anything at all than to say something and then have to go back on your word, because at that point you seem like someone's wishy-washy and it just doesn't work. Trust me. Just say nothing. Okay? Because if you say that, oh, I'm going to leave it this, and you don't, it's a tough one. The right person will respect you. The right person is not going to try to guilt you into doing something you don't want to do. Okay? Okay. Make sure you pay attention to how people react when you stand firm in your boundaries. And now that we're in this era of dating apps, one thing I would say is don't think that the dating apps is, like, first of all, the truth. A lot of people are just putting anything on there. Take the time to vet somebody. Are they actually who they say they are? Do you have any mutuals? Do you have any way to make sure that they actually have a job or their house or a car, or they're not lying? Because everyone, I don't even know what's going on nowadays, but what you see is not what you're really getting always. So make sure you're vetting people, please. It's kind of hard to vet somebody if you don't have a mutual. So it's usually best if you have somebody you can talk to that knows somebody. But even if you don't, there's other ways. Because you could be somebody on the street and you don't know where they're from. So it's not just dating apps, it's just in general. Use discernment. Pray when you meet somebody because evil spirits are real. Okay? Just be very mindful of what it is you're entering because romantic relationships are very consuming and you don't want to be consuming any bad energy, any devilish energy. I'm sorry, demons. So be very mindful of all these things I'm saying. I'm speaking from experience. When you're dating, it's all about aligning yourself with the right person and you're not desperate. You just want someone, you want a companion. So don't act like you're desperate and be settling for someone who's not meant for you.
Things I wish 20-year-olds knew about relationships. He is his friends. If his friends are a bunch of loser, bummy cheaters, guess what? So is he. If you don't like his friends, you're not going to like him either. It's okay for him to love his mom and to have a good relationship, but if it gets to the point where it's, my mom said this, my mom said that, and his mom is constantly over at his place, that's a problem, and it's going to be your problem if you proceed any further. Most men who have kids are only dating because they need a free nanny, and they're hoping that it will be you. They're usually lying about this, but if he ever calls his ex crazy, and she really is, it's because he made her crazy. And you're next on the list. Which leads me to my next point. If he ever talks about his ex, even if it's bad, he still has feelings for her. If he ever criticizes your body in any way, the relationship is over. He's probably addicted to inappropriate material, and he has unrealistic expectations of what the female body should look like. You don't have to live with him. Even if y'all are in a relationship, even if y'all are engaged, even if y'all are married, you can write your own rules. The right man won't change your mind about anything. He'll actually be on the same page as you. Men should not be asking you for money. That goes for your family too. Do not co-sign for anything. It usually always goes bad. You will be responsible for the payments, and your credit will be destroyed. Do not do it. Do not listen to anybody who tells you to not listen to dating advice and just throw caution to the wind. Bear in mind, people have lost their mind, their money, and their lives due to a bad relationship. So it really is that serious. You shouldn't be each other's only friend. And don't give me the excuse about not having friends and you don't know how to make friends. Put in as much effort making friends as you do into that relationship. Being each other's only anything will make it that much harder to leave if things go south. Learn how to research and negotiate pay. Learn how to make your resume sell your best gifts and talents. I decided years ago that I was only going to work one job, and it was going to be a job that paid extremely well. Also, learn how to network and keep connections with important people. That actually does come in handy. It's one thing if you don't know what he's up to, but once you are hip to the game that he is a cheater or abuser or just not a good person, the ball is now in your court as far as how you want to handle that situation. Either you want to spend the rest of your life venting and complaining about it, or you want to start making an active plan to get out of that situation. He should be taking an interest in your goals and your interests as well. It shouldn't just be you going all to his football games and basketball games and watching the movies and TV shows that he likes and your whole entire home is catering to his hobbies. It should go both ways. It shouldn't be when you bring up something that you want to do, he's rolling his eyes and kicking his feet and saying he's upset and he doesn't want to do it and it's something girly. If he acts like that, it's not because he loves you or because he's interested in you. He only loves and is interested in the fact that you support his life. Sure, you can always go back to school later and chase your dreams later, but you're not guaranteed a later. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. Live your life now. Marriage, kids, relationships, all that stuff can wait. If you're too scared to ask a man for his STD results or to ask him to use protection, then you're not ready to be getting physically intimate because you are putting your life in danger in so many different ways. If you're planning a wedding, do not ask people for money. Do not take out loans. Do not put things on credit cards. If you don't have the money, you don't have the money. Most relationships end over the lack of money, so you don't want to start off on the wrong foot by coming back from the honeymoon and y'all are eating pork and beans every day because you blew all your money on the fantasy wedding that you wanted to post on social media for attention. Men can sense desperation, and they will exploit that. If you'll do anything for and to keep a relationship, they know that. And lastly, a good man will not stand by and support you giving up on your goals. So many women have dropped out of college to get married or to start a family, or they stopped and got off the track of chasing their dreams for marriage or to have kids. A good man will want you to finish doing what you were doing, and he will encourage you to do what you were doing, and he would not want you to interrupt your life for anything.
What I wish I knew when I was younger when it comes to dating and relationships. When I was single and maybe just in like the talking stage with a guy, or even when I was in relationships, some that were super short, maybe only a couple months, and also some that were a couple years long. In those relationships, there was always moments where I was like, why doesn't this person love me in the way that I know I deserve to be loved? Why does this person not want to fix this fight? Why does this person not want to change this action? Why does this person not want to make me their girlfriend? Why doesn't this person want to like fix XYZ so that we can be together and I can be their wife? That was always like in the back of my mind in some of these situations where I felt like the problem was me, like I'm not good enough. And there were points where I was like, I should change to make this work. I'll do this to make it work, and I'll do this to make it work. I just couldn't do some of those things to make it work. And I'm not talking about like basic respect. I'm talking about like, I couldn't be the docile girlfriend so that it would work. I couldn't, accept disrespect to make it work. I couldn't be okay with certain things that I just felt like were fundamentally incorrect in a relationship. But even when it was all said and done, I would walk away being like, okay, I'm the problem. Like, I wasn't good enough for that person, or like, what's wrong with me? Then when I met my husband, I realized I was not the problem. I was just with the people that weren't meant for me. My husband is the person who made me realize when you are with someone that you want to be with, there is nothing that you don't want to figure out. There's nothing that like you're not going to want to not communicate on. Like, it's such a partnership that two people are like, hey, I want to make this work and I want you to be my person. Here's what we do, XYZ. But I've also realized when they are your person, you don't have the same type of extreme battles. I don't have to sit there and like demand you to respect me, because like he just wanted to naturally do that. So like that wasn't even a fight or conversation. Disagreements on whatever it may be, like communication style, something that we just both see differently in life. It was never a fight. It was just like, hey, how can we sit down and communicate about this so it can work for both of us? So if you feel like you just can't find the right guy, or maybe you're even in a relationship where you're just like, it's not working for some reason, no matter how like hot, rich, funny, and yeah, maybe you have some amazing moments, but like the fundamentals, you're like, something's off. It's not you. You just haven't found the right one yet. And when that right person comes into your life, it's just going to click like that. I can't explain it. And it sounds so cliche and it's so annoying that it's like explained that way. But I promise, I went to years of therapy, and until it happened to me, I didn't believe it.
After listening to all those perspectives, one thing becomes clear. Most dating advice isn't created in happy moments. It's shaped by disappointment, betrayal, unmet expectations, and lessons learned the hard way. When you hear someone say, normalize this or never do that again, what you are really hearing is a boundary formed after experience. But here is the most important part. Pain can teach wisdom, and it can also create overcorrections. Not every situation requires suspicion. Not every partner will repeat someone else's mistakes. And not every harsh lesson needs to turn into a permanent rule. The real takeaway isn't to accept every opinion you heard. It's to ask yourself, what aligns with my values? What protects my space without making me cynical? What standards feel healthy, not fear-based? Dating requires both awareness and discernment. You can be realistic without being resigned. You can acknowledge that cheating exists without accepting it as inevitable. You can have boundaries without building walls. Learn from other people's experiences, but build your own principles intentionally. If any of these lessons resonated with you, drop a comment about the one piece of advice you wish you knew earlier. Let's make the conversation thoughtful, not just reactive. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, where we continue unpacking the patterns behind modern relationships.